Hey guys, it's Mongolian Mindset, and we got Kevin back with us. We've typed him before, so we're gonna see if he had a problem with us typing him that. So we're gonna see if it's correct or not. Um, Kevin, can you introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name's Kevin. I'm from Vegas. I'm a bartender. Yeah, that's about it. 42 years old.
Hmm. Okay, man. So hmm, can you describe like your day to day?
Yeah, it's basically I'm kind of like a hermit. I do go to I go to work all the time. I never really call out for work,
Hmm.
even though I don't enjoy it that much. It's pretty easy, so it's kind of easy just to go along with it and do it. But besides that, when I get off, I'm usually go hang out in my room a lot,
Hmm.
research stuff on my phone,
Hmm.
play guitar. Uh, that's about it, man. Like I will go out and stuff. I do like want to go out and hang out with people, but it's usually someone that's like I want to get to know or someone that's close to me.
Hmm. Okay.
But usually if it's my own thing, like I don't go out much if it's up to me kind of
Hmm.
thing.
Why do you think you don't go out much, man?
Yeah. I think a lot of it is I just don't have like a good feeling about going out. I don't see where like I'm gonna enjoy it. So I'll
Hmm.
kind of like either make an excuse not to go out or um basically that like I'll kind of like make an excuse not to go out, like if it's something I don't think I'm going to enjoy or whatever. A lot of it is I don't think I find a lot of joy in stuff.
Hmm.
I think that's what a lot of it is.
Okay.
So
Right.
I'm still
So
trying to figure that out, but
if you were your own therapist, what would you prescribe to yourself?
well, I do have a therapist, but if my own therapist, um I think I kind of have like you ever heard of anhedonia,
No, I never heard of that.
where you don't find like joy in life,
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
anything really. Yeah. So it's somewhat of that because, like I've told you guys before, I had a I was addicted to like painkillers and stuff
Hmm.
for a while, and a lot of it, I think, a lot of it had to do was like getting like euphoric feeling to kind of
Hmm.
like experience like good feelings and joy and stuff like that. Because that's the only thing I've ever even like got to even felt that way towards. I
Hmm.
quit everything though. I've been off of everything for a while now, so. Um, but I think it's like trying to come back from that, like because that also does stuff to your brain too. Trying to get synthetic good feelings. So I'm just trying to figure it out on my own and hopefully get those like feelings back and all that kind of stuff um, the natural way. But I think it's taken a while, and
Yeah.
also how I grew up. You know what I mean? I think a lot of that had to do with having like self belief and self esteem, self confidence, things like
Mhm.
that.
So what do you get your self confidence from now?
I'll usually get it. I think I get it from like other people, like when they'll give me some type of validation or give me a compliment in some way that'll spark like a maybe that's like something good about myself or whatever.
Mhm. Okay. Shit. Thomas, you got anything? I'm going.
Yeah, I think you play guitar, right?
Yeah,
What do you
only for
what do you
about
like?
2 years now.
Oh, and drums?
No, just for about 2 years now.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So what kind of music do you like to play? And like do you do you just play other people's stuff? Do you play your own stuff?
Mainly I play other people's stuff, and
Yeah.
usually it's songs that have like hit me personally,
Okay.
uh, stuff that I can really relate to or like just get the good feelings from. I do like to mess around and try to figure stuff out for my own, but um, mostly that's what I play. Especially if I pick it up and just start playing stuff, I'll just always play things that I really enjoy. Old,
Gotcha.
yeah, older
And
rock songs and stuff.
um and how would you say how do you go about learning playing an instrument?
Uh, it helps me to see it. Like if I see it, I can pick it up pretty quickly. Not really quickly, but I think I'm above average, like being able to like watch somebody play it and it kind of just explain like this note, then this note, then this note, and then I'll pick it up pretty quickly. And then I can kind of start hearing it as I'm playing it and stuff, and then it'll kind of like just snowball from there kind of thing. But it's mostly watching somebody do it. I have to see
Right.
it first. Yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah, because I mean, I not anymore, but I used to play some guitar and some drums, and yeah, I feel like my way of learning was a little bit different. I was big on like studying tablature, you know. So you don't do tablature?
No,
What?
not a big fan. I don't know. I think it's a patience thing. Um, it's very mundane to me to do
Okay.
it. It is interesting sometimes to like, I like to get like the gist of it. Um,
Okay.
but that's one of my issues. I never like go like really deep with stuff. I always get like a bird's eye view, so to speak, of it. And then it kind of, so I basically know what I need, what I feel like I need to know, but it's not enough. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Not a
Gotcha.
master of it kind of thing.
Yeah, and do you have like any favorite musicians that you ever like that you try to emulate or anything like that?
Um, I don't think it's really that for me. It's just like if I'm really into the song or something, like I do like certain, it just all depends on the song, I think for me. Like it's more of like how it makes me like how the song has made me feel kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
It's not necessarily like the technical aspects of how this musician plays against this musician. I do like certain singers sometimes, how they
Hmm.
sound and stuff. Like if they sing with like very deep like Eddie Vedder, I really like Eddie Vedder. But it's usually like a couple of his songs, you know, like Black
Oh,
and Jeremy and stuff like that.
okay.
Uh, yeah, no, not really technical about it.
Okay. What do you think is something that like excites you? Like what about like you've been bartending, right? So what excites you about it?
Um, I don't think it really does. It's more like it's just something I can do that's because like the bartending I do, it's not like how you would think of like a big or any bar in Florida or anything like where it's, you know, people are partying or like hanging out and like drinking a whole lot and stuff like that. It's my place is more for gaming. So I'll have like 15 machines in my store and they'll just most people will be gaming and then they'll just might have a drink with while they game or something. But it's mainly about gaming. So it's kind of like a 7-Eleven clerk, you know, kind of thing, you know. It's not really like I'm like constantly like, oh, let me get this drink set up and all this stuff. So it's just relaxed atmosphere. Um, the store I'm at's relaxed, and there's not a whole lot of micromanaging and people over me. So I think that's a lot of the reason why I've stayed in that job as well. I used to have a really hard time sticking with jobs. Um, I've been there for almost 7 years now, though, so it's something I can stand, I guess. Even though a lot of the days I'm like, I get moody about it. I think just working there, but overall, it's something that I can deal with and still go to work, still make money, uh, all that stuff. Because I don't have like some big, you know, goal of like getting this kind of job or
Mhm.
being an entrepreneur. You know what I mean? So it's just something I can handle, make pretty good money at, and
Hmm.
okay with. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Oh.
I really hate micromanaging. Like that's if I have a boss that's like that, I've had one before, and it almost made me leave to like other stores and stuff like that. Because I usually don't leave stores either. That's the thing for me. Like we can bid out to other like shifts at different kind of stores. There's like 200 of them here in Vegas, so we can go to all other different stores if we want to. So, but I'm usually the type of person that will stick at my store and kind of like, you know, get a rapport with everybody. And that's probably a comfort thing.
Okay, okay.
I will leave if I really feel the need, like I have been feeling that need lately. And I think the need for me is to have new people around or new people to meet because I've been around the same people for so long now So it's getting a little, and I've had a lot of people like, it sounds weird, but they passed away there that were regulars and stuff a lot. So I don't know if that's also kind of pushing me to switch stores. But
Okay. Do have you ever had a problem with people, what people thought about you?
I think overall, no, but if something does come up where people are like really rude about like something about me or something like that, it will kind of make me mad or make me second guess that part of me or something.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, I don't think so. More when I was younger,
Mm-hmm.
but now I kind of can roll off of it unless it's something that's like means a lot to me or something. Like if it's something that I deal with maybe personally on my own, and then they, you know, critique me on it or something, then it could get pretty bad for me, like my thoughts about it and stuff. I'll probably, if someone says something really rude, I'll probably lash out at them pretty hard.
What do you think is something that you're insecure about?
Not knowing how people think about me. Like it's weird. Like I can have people tell me how they think about me or even treat me, and I don't, and then I still almost feel like I don't even know how they like feel about me, kind of thing. Uh, but just little things like my weight, like it's not bad right now, but like I used to always have issues. Like I would never take my shirt off
Mm-hmm.
going to the swimming pool and all that kind of stuff when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I still don't even like swimming now, and I think it still kind of has to do with those things. Um, uh, yeah, it's kind of like just having like a self-esteem issue about like that kind of stuff that kind of stuck with me, and it still makes me kind of like not do things that maybe I'd want to do or join someone in because of how I feel about myself about it, or what could someone say, or how are they looking at me, or that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I understand, man. Um, if you could change anything about yourself, what would you change and why?
I think a lot of it would be to get out of my comfort zone, get out of the house, like find enjoyment in, just what a lot, not everybody obviously, but a lot of people find enjoyment in. Like a lot of people seem to get excited by going to the malls and, or, going out for the night. And I do too, but I don't know what it is. Just a lot of, I, I always like, it's always like I used to like would have to drink or do something to like calm my nerves when I was out with other people a lot. So I don't think I had learned kind of how to do that on my own without like some type of substance or alcohol or something. So I have been doing it, but it's not a lot. So yeah, just going out of the house and like finding enjoyment outside, with people, talking to people. And I'm pretty guarded on the outside, you know. I thought that was one thing that I wasn't with the whole type thing, that I wasn't going with how I think I am,
Mm-hmm.
is if I'm comfortable with somebody, I can be, you know, kind of direct, straightforward, all that stuff. But if I'm not, I'm very like, I'm always in my head around people I don't know, and
Mm-hmm.
I won't even like try to talk to them unless like I'm in like a really good mood or something, But even then, I don't like small talk. I can't stand it. I like deep not necessarily that deep, but personal conversations.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll lose my interest and patience real quick. Like I just don't. And if we're just talking about random stuff,
Mm-hmm. Thomas, you wanna go?
Yeah, sure. How important would you say like it is for people to like be clear with their intentions towards you, or like is that something that like really concerns you? Do you ever like you find yourself wondering what people's intentions are?
I don't think it concerns me. Like I can tell what their intentions are pretty quick. I feel like I can tell what their intentions are pretty quickly. I'm not always right though. uh,
Hmm.
but yes, I do look for those things with people. Like I said, I'm vigilant with that kind of stuff, like how people are thinking, especially when it comes to me or situations, whatever patterns people go through. I'm always
Mhm.
looking at all that stuff when I'm around people, obviously.
Mhm. Gotcha.
Yeah.
And
I am interested about their intentions towards me for sure, or like if they're trying to be fake, or um, they're trying to manipulate me or get something out of me.
Interesting.
And usually the
what?
only way that they can is if I kind of have I care about them in some way, and then they might get past that. Maybe if they need to borrow money or something, but that's only if they haven't like screwed that up before or something. And then I get pretty steadfast on not helping out.
Mhm.
I just don't like to be manipulated or, you know, I don't know, used.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I get that. What would you say, like, as you're like living your life, what's something that like triggers you like often, or like what's like a big trigger for you?
How I feel.
What do
Um,
you mean?
I am constantly like always like when I wake up in the morning, it's a lot of it's just like how my body feels that day, how my mental um like if I wake up moody or if I'm going through something that's making me, feel sad or whatever, I'll be pretty like if I have to go to work, I'm pretty moody, and it's tough when you're bartending because you got to listen to people, you got to talk with them and all that stuff if you want to make any money. And it's hard for me sometimes when I'm in that kind of feeling.
What?
Very hard for me to get out of it until I fully go through it. And I don't even know how I process it. It's more of like I just have to like go through that feeling, and however long it takes, kind of thing.
Gotcha. But what would you say that you're moody about when it comes to work,
Um,
or just in general?
it's not necessarily work. I think it's just because you have to do the same thing every day. Um, but the moodiness is either if my body doesn't feel right, or um, if I'm going through something personally, like with someone I care about or something like that, then I can get, if it's overwhelming me, I'll get pretty moody. Um, it's almost like broody, kind of just walking
Hmm.
around. Yeah, I'm in my head, but I'm just not having it that day. I'm just I'll be quiet. I'll be to myself about it. But when I'm at my job, people are always like, "Hey," trying to talk to me, and I'm better now with like telling them, "Hey, it's not a good time for me to talk right now. I'm not going to be any use." So, but yeah, some people don't get that.
You could be an SV. What's up with SV?
You're mute, Mercer. You're muted.
Yeah, I had muted myself because Christian was talking to me. Christian was like, "Oh, that guy sounds like an SP." And I'm like, "Yeah, he is an SP for sure. We know he's an SP."
Yeah,
We're just trying
fairly
to make
certain.
sure if is he actually a ESTP or ISFP. We want to make sure we get it right. Um, he is talking about fucking being moody a lot. That's kind of crazy, but
Yeah, I think that's one of the biggest things that was sticking with me is because everything goes off how I feel. So I think that was like the biggest thing for me. It's like I'm constantly aware of like might not know what the feeling is, but I'm constantly aware of if I feel good or not.
Mhm.
And if I don't feel good, I'm not that pleasant to be around. But if I do feel good, people love being around me. So
Mhm.
it's
And
just
I'm just I'm just wondering, like, what do you mean by feeling good or not feeling good? Because just to kind of like make sure we're on the same page here.
man. A lot of it has to do if I'm taking care of myself too. Like if I'm making sure I'm not eating badly and getting some exercise, like walking a lot and stuff like that. And it just a lot of it goes off how my body feels, man. Or like I said, body feels or personal stuff. If I'm not having a bad day with those things, I'm great. I'm optimistic. I'm fun loving. I try to make people's, you know, day that helps make mine. Like, and it's more about mine. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes I like to help them, but it also makes me feel good to do it. So, yeah, just stuff like that. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah,
It's
and
weird.
I don't want to ask like I don't know, I don't want to ask like super personal questions, but like because you're basically you're saying two things. Okay, like stuff that I'm going through, I think maybe with other people, and then you have like this issue with how your body feels. So and plus, like I know you talked about the whole pain pill thing, so it sounds like you have like a pain issue. Um, like did you experience a lot of pain or discomfort? Is that like kind of what you're pointing to, or?
Yeah, it's more like when I wake up, if I don't feel well, it's like a discomfort thing. It's like where my body just feels off, and it just affects like my whole being, kind of thing. It's like, yeah, it's so weird. It's
Mhm.
so hard to explain though. I think a lot of it just has to with not like feeling like I should be doing something else than what I'm doing, but I never get out of like I don't even know, the comfort or whatever it is that I'm doing. Like it's never enough to motivate me to like push me, you know, to get out of those things for myself. Um,
So you mean doing something besides bartending? Is that what you mean, or what?
no, just life in general. Like
Life? Oh, okay.
always having to, when I'm always having to be in the house, or have someone else pull me out of just being a hermit or living in a cave every day, because it all starts to blend together, and then you start feeling like your life has just been nothing or it passed you by, and it feels like the clock's ticking, to like
Hmm.
do something different with myself, or is it just okay to be like this? And I don't it's like a lot of the time it is for me because I still continue to do it, but inside I do want more, and I do feel like I should have more for myself or be more than what I am,
Hmm.
So that's a lot of what it is too. It's just being stuck. I just feel like I'm stuck in a loop of nothingness, man.
Okay. Well, how do you figure out if you value something or not?
um it's kind of just there. um I think I just know. I don't know. It would help. Do you have any examples?
Like, okay, give me your three favorite things in your life. Three favorite things.
uh
Mm.
guitar, learning how to play the guitar, just music stuff, learning how to play the guitar, singing lessons, stuff like that. That gives me an outlet.
Mm-hmm.
It's something besides, work and home. Um,
Yeah, I'm struggling.
music, a lot of music stuff, and researching things. I love to like when something piques my interest or whatever, and I start going down that rabbit hole to kind of like get a sense of, overall sense of how it works or whatever. That's pretty cool. Um, and I do it a lot. So, but I don't know if that's just to pass the time or not.
Do
uh,
you find yourself having to completely understand how things work or things like that, or
no, no, not completely. Like I said, I'm bad with like getting like the whole picture of it, like making sure I get all the details and everything about it. It's kind of like stuff that correlates. I'll go to a whole bunch of different sources on the subject, or if it's something that, or if it's someone that it makes really good sense to me, or I feel like it kind of hits the nail on the head. Like
Mhm,
I'll kind of dive deeper into their work or something.
mhm.
Um, but I'll try to like grab things that correlate from all different people, and then that'll help me like understand that there's more of like it's more of like a maybe a fact than uh, just something someone's throwing in there or whatever. So I kind of like pick and choose the things that make the most sense to me, and kind of take that on as my own.
Mm-hmm.
It can change though, depending on like the later information or something. But that's kind of how I work with that, researching and stuff.
Yeah.
It's kind of like I get more of a broader view, or the things that I think work, instead of like learning everything about it.
Mm-hmm.
To kind of come up with my own conclusion. But I think I do search for that. Like I'm always searching, like, what do I think about it? Like I might need some information from others, because obviously it's not something I'm well versed in, but yeah, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, Tom, that does sound like that, doesn't it? That whole rant there. Yeah, but Thomas has to go in a little bit. So, Thomas, you want to ask him anything?
What were you like as a child?
Uh, I was my whole life has been like just constantly living in my head about what people are thinking, what I'm thinking, how I'm feeling. But I would go out and do stuff with friends and stuff like that. But even when I was out there, I could get lost in my head a lot. I would hang out with them. I feel like I was most of the time I was more behind the scenes, kind of let them lead what we were doing, or whatever like that. It's rare that I'd be like, oh, let's all go do this. It's more like I'd go with them to do something a lot of the times. If not, I was by myself doing so. I was definitely outside more often when I was a kid than now. That's for sure. I would try to. I like to make people like my family or something laugh, but I think a lot of that was like to more get a good feeling for myself, to like that people like enjoyed my presence, or had a good feeling from me or something. So I think that's more of what it was, instead of like how I'm making them feel. It was more like, how am I making myself feel by making them feel good about me or something, a lot of that. There's a lot of behind the scenes stuff, I think, too. Just like I'd go along and do it. I'd have fun, stuff like that. But it would usually be for them to have to get me out, because I could get lost in my head a lot. So, especially as a kid too. Now it's pretty bad. But it's probably because it's so mundane, my everyday. So
So I'm gonna hammer back on what you said earlier.
yeah,
When you said like things have to, when you were looking at, how do you tell if something's true or false, like information wise?
if I don't really know if it is,
Mhm.
like off of people.
Yeah, just say like somebody was giving you two articles to read. Okay.
Oh, okay. It would just be off like what I knew already about it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, that would be it. Yeah, like what I already know about it myself.
Mm-hmm.
And then I could probably pick out the things that were more likely to be true than the other things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they asked you last time, but if you had three wishes, you could have anything, could pop, at all. What would those three wishes be?
Um, Probably to have a more fulfilling life. Um,
Life.
like feel good more often, not feel so sad a lot, so much, or like not necessarily sad, but like just gloomy. Um, I like, it's nice to have money, but that's not something that's like just really important to me. So I know a lot of people say that, but um, yeah. So that um, probably so everyone else could be fulfilled as well, like just feel good about their life. you know, not so much violence and just, there's a lot of bad stuff that happens all the time, so it's pretty rough. Yeah, I don't think I've ever thought it like too much about that, like how what I'd actually really want out of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, not a lot, man. I would love to be like amazing at the guitar and singing. Now, I think that's something that would make me happy because I've even as a kid, I used to have a lot of dreams about like uh performing in front of like at school, like in the cafeteria or something for like one of those I forget what they call them, but yeah, just performing and it would always give me a great feeling like to do that. That'd be fun. That's what I'm trying to work towards. It's going to take a lot of work, but I would like to perform in front of people, even if it's just like at a bar or something, and feel good enough about myself and how, if I'm good or not, you know. I think I would only do it if I knew that I had the belief in myself that I was good enough, singing wise and guitar wise, to do it though too. But I would love to do that.
What do you
So
think
yeah,
is what do you think is holding you back from the belief?
just not thinking I'm there yet, guitar skill wise and my voice. I think if I knew I had the confidence in if I knew like with what I hear from myself and how I play that I was good enough, it would be a lot more likely that I would give it a go and try.
Do you, when you try something new, what's your mindset on that? Like when you're trying something new? Like let's say, for instance, you're gonna become a drummer. How would you go about that?
Um, Kind of just, I don't know, just start drumming and then start to, you know, look at other people, how they play, how to do it. Drumming's definitely one that's would be tough for me. I've tried to do it a couple times and it's, I don't know. It would take a lot of work for me to be able to drum, but yeah, I don't know. I would just start drumming around and it's kind of like all by a whim at first, I think. Um, and then I might try to get into the more technical ways of doing it. How I sound, you know, I don't know. None of that really makes any sense, but yeah, I don't really know how I'd go about that. Um, like even with guitar, like I had played guitar in high school for like 30 days or something, but I needed more hobbies to kind of get out of where I was at. And so it just clicked that, hey, I should get a guitar. I used to play it for a little bit. Yeah, and I really, I just like to play guitar now. Just something that clicks with me because music in general, and then I can pick it up pretty quickly. Yeah, I know that was just all over the place.
No, you're good, brother. I think because Thomas has to go, so we're gonna have to wrap it up.
Yeah, yeah.
Thomas, you ready? We feel good
Yeah, I
about
think so. Yeah.
Yeah, man. We were basically trying to make sure that we wasn't picking up no TE and FI. There was a whole spiel of rant that you went on that was basically describing what introverted thinking was. So we got you as a TI user again, man, with the understanding and things like that. Going after that, how you were able to pick apart the sources and whatnot, and things of that nature. So this shows that you're not limited in that realm of TI. As in an ISFP would very much struggle with that, because they have TI in the eighth spot. So
Yeah.
you're gonna struggle with finding logical inconsistencies. Where it seems you don't really have as much problem with that. So yeah, we got you back as again, man. We got you direct, SENI, SE is obviously there. Pragmatic, concrete, Pragmatic, what you saying, like I don't like to work under anybody. You don't like nobody to micromanage you. You don't like to be told what to do. So obviously you're pragmatic in that sense. And then your TIFE, because it's there. Also, like when you're a kid, you like to give people an experience, and that made you feel good. Like performing makes you feel good. So the SCE part of you makes you feel good, and that would make sense for SC hero. A lot of times, if people's heroes are blocked, they can not be a happy person. So
So not getting out of the house and like experiencing new experiences can make you just stuck and not feel like who you are actually.
Yeah, you got to get out there, man. You got to get out there and start doing stuff, man, because you're not even allowing your hero function to do what it does,
Right.
You got to get out there and perform, man. Fuck what people think, whatever, man. If it sucks today, it won't suck tomorrow. Like it's okay to suck. This is my premise on things, like life premise. It's okay to suck at something, but it's not okay to stay there.
Right. And I even feel that, obviously, because I want to get out of that.
I'm saying like it's okay to, like, let's say for instance, if I was trying to learn drumming, okay, it's okay for me to start and suck, but it's not okay for me to continue to suck,
Yes, that's how I feel.
In the progression of things, I need to be getting better.
Absolutely, or else it can. You want to. They're wanting to quit kicks in pretty quick.
Well, it's not even that. It's just like a mindset that I don't want to suck. Like it's okay to just suck at something, but it's not okay to just stay there. It's not okay to just fold everything in and quit.
That's how I feel with the guitar. That's why I keep pushing. Because once you do like get any type of positive feedback for yourself for that, it's easier to keep going. So
you keep building and building. So
absolutely. So still ESTP, huh?
Yeah, man. Unfortunately, Thomas, you got anything you want to say about it?
So I'm probably just mixing up like how I am, like in my head and all that stuff. But a lot of that could just be from how I've grown up and like been okay with how my life has been, kind of thing, So, and I know that extroverted and introverted doesn't necessarily mean extroverted you're going out all the time and experiencing everything all the time, and introverted you're always in the house. I think a lot of that was how I was seeing that.
Thomas says, let Thomas go for his rebuttal.
Yeah, that's like the way you just described extroverted. That's more like probably like in line with like the way the big five describes extroverted. Within typology, it's described differently. It's just it's I think sometimes people mix and match definitions from different systems and whatnot, so that can kind of lead to confusion. But I mean, I think we were both just trying to make a case for any other type, and I mean, you're so direct, you're so concrete. So I mean, so TIST heavy that you would have to either be ISTP or ESTP. I mean, that was really like the main difficulty I think for me, is just trying to decide between those two types. And whenever we asked you any kind of abstract, leaning questions, you gave a very concrete answer. And again, like I think I said last time, or like when you created your post, like the first thing I noticed is just how direct you are. Everything's clear and concise and to the point. There's no beating around the bush. I mean, there's no leaving things open. I think you say what you mean, what you say. There's no way around that. I do think that you're a little bit unusual for your type. I mean, I think it's not unusual for your type to think that they're extroverted, but you do seem maybe a little bit more. I mean, to think that they're introverted. You seem maybe a little bit more subdued or introverted compared to like other ESTPs. But I think that in terms of what I'm seeing, I think what Mercer's seeing, it's the best fit for you.
Yeah. You don't see no way introverted feeling.
I mean, your moodiness is. I mean, I think it's kind of unusual, but I think the thing about FI Trickster is FI Trickster can be very moody. And I think just assuming you were ESTP or even ISTP, they don't have the best self-awareness.
Yeah, it's very hard for me to be able to convey how I feel. It's more like I just feel bad. I don't feel good. So I know FI, if it was high, probably I would be able to
identify those. But a lot of things that you were talking about was basically moodiness came from not being able to perform. Like you said, he was hurting and everything. It wasn't like you were just a moody person. It's basically like something like you're not physically able to do something, or like your body's hurting or something like that. And that's not like introverted feeling. It's like everything was conducive to like something hurting you, like your body hurting. It wasn't like, oh, I'm in these different states of feelings or anything. It was like, okay, my body hurts, now I feel bad.
Right.
Instead of like, I'm in these constant fluctuation of feelings and whatnot.
Okay.
So yeah,
Yeah.
everything seems
Makes
to
sense.
pushed it onto the body hurting. Like if your body wasn't hurting, then you wouldn't even feel bad. So that's
True.
practically what it's at. So and then a lot of times you were talking about like I could pick up like the NI inferior in you, trying to figure out like a purpose or like what you want. You're seeming trying to figure out where that is for you, and you haven't really found it. But like I would say, man, just
You
get
guys
out.
know Joyce, right?
Huh?
Joyce Mang.
Yeah, yeah.
She typed me as ISFP.
Uh,
She asked what you guys typed me as, and
mhm.
she was like, "Oh yeah, yeah." But I think she just was in the artist, line there. But yeah, she said ISFP, and she said my NI was pretty good.
Yeah.
I
I,
don't know. Maybe I just come off in all different typing sessions differently.
I don't know. I mean, if your NI was good, you'd have a ability
Better
to know what your
purpose.
purpose is. If you ever see an NI,
My
usually
purpose
they
sucks.
know where we know where we're going, or we know what we want. You seem to kind of like be in limbo. Like,
Oh
oh, I'm struggling trying to figure that out. But me,
yeah,
I'm just like, okay, I've always known what I've wanted ever since I was a kid. Like it's just like I know that's my purpose, that's my destiny. That's where I'm going in life, and I'm gonna get there regardless. You're kind of like, well.
I do like to look good, be admired. I think that's a lot of how it's been my life. Like I want people to admire me, kind of thing. Like
Mhm.
if I'm being honest about it, like it's nice to get that feeling from somebody or at the outside world. Like,
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
I think that's what I've always trying to do is my own thing, but also have like the skills or the something that makes someone else look at me in a favorable way.
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when you came in here, I wanted to make sure that I wasn't seeing an ISFP. Like I
Mhm.
was like, okay, I even looked at your damn profile pictures and all this shit. I was like, I might be fucking wrong. Like, I might be fucking wrong. But then, like, even with going back, like the TI is just there. The TI is just fucking there. And I remember when you're talking about an ISFP, there's no fucking TI, none. Like they
Really?
simply like the H function simply doesn't care about that function. Like it just doesn't care. Um,
That would be introverted feeling.
yeah,
Or,
that would no, that would be extroverted intuition. So metaphysics, things of that nature, like the abstract world. Like you just don't even
yeah, I'm pretty dismissive of that stuff. I try to
yeah.
be for people that really are into it. And like there's something there for me. Like if I can kind of have an experience or something that
Mhm.
helps me believe in that, it'll
Mhm.
help. But yeah, I'm pretty dismissive of that,
You know what I'm
especially
saying?
a lot of
You
the
see the
ends.
attitude, the attitude of the A function is like get out of here with that. And
Yeah,
so like
I do that a lot, brother.
you're not saying get out of here with logic. You're like, yo, this stuff has to make sense to me. Like I'm picking out what makes sense to me and then going from there.
It's how it makes sense to me. So that's TI, right?
Yeah.
Or yeah.
Because you're using a logical framework that you've already built and making sure that it's conducive to that logical framework. And you even talked about how it can change over time with new information,
Yeah.
with full understanding. So I'm sorry, bro. That's textbook TI there.
Okay.
I'm sorry about that.
That's why I'm glad I want. That's why I'm glad I did it a second time too, though, because it helps me to kind of. I think that's why I went down the route. I ended up getting like 4 typing sessions after ours because
Damn,
I just
really?
I wanted something to click
Mhm.
for me or like for me to like really take it in.
Yeah, I
And
mean, you know me, man. I'm always here. I'm always like, I'll tell you what I'm seeing, why I'm seeing it,
yeah,
and we can walk through it together. It's not like I'm just like throwing some shit on you. I'm just like, I'm here, I'm listening to you. If you got any questions, you can ask me and I can explain to you what I'm seeing, why I'm seeing it in real time. And I will be posting this video so you can see that snippet of where you go through TI very, very well. And then you have a hard problem with your NI. finding that purpose. You go on a little segment in this video about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's always been an issue for me, is a purpose. So
Yeah, see, it's the inferior for a reason. Like the inferiors, you're aware of it. You are aware of it. Like
oh
the
yeah.
shadow functions you're not really as aware of. But the inferior function, like you're aware that you suck at this. Like, or you're aware that you need to be fixing this. It's like always in your head. Like, yeah, I need to be finding this purpose. I need to be finding this purpose. So
I need to clean this damn room.
yeah. Man, it's been a pleasure, man.
After 3 months.
Kevin, I got to get out of here, man.
Later,
Been a
buddy.
pleasure, brother.
Thank you, brother.
No problem, man. Anytime, man.
Later, buddy.